Just Chanel here.
Hey guys, Just Chanel here. Welcome to my channel. Today is the day. It is the budget video. When I tell y'all I have filmed this video 3 times, okay? So, all right, please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit the bell notification so you do not miss an upload. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor or a finance expert. I'm sharing exactly what I've done to learn how to budget, exactly how I budget, why I think budgeting is important, and just some life experiences, throughout the video on managing money and budgeting. Alrighty, so first things first, little chit chat. I use Google Sheets to budget, but you can literally use anything. I recommend you grab a pencil and a pen. Paper and a pen or pencil to take some notes throughout this video, because I'm kind of going to be coming for you guys, and it's like nothing personal, but I want to go ahead and get this. I just hope the camera is recording. And my tea is cold. Like, this is how long I've been filming. My tea's cold. I'm over it. It's still a little warm. Okay. But number one is making sure you know what your take-home income is. This is so important. A lot of people do not know how much money they make. Point blank. You may know that you make $65,000 a year, but you don't actually know how much money you take home. Like, out of that, how much money are you bringing in every 2 weeks? How much money are you bringing in monthly? And this is an issue, especially for entrepreneurs. And I know a lot of people my age are entrepreneurs. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, your paycheck is not the same every single 2 weeks or week or month or whatever. So if your paycheck is not the same, but your expenses stay the same, some things are not aligning here, you know what I mean? And so you have to know, okay, this month I may bring $10,000 home, but this next month I may only bring $3,000 home. And am I going to be okay regardless of how much money I'm bringing home? Am I going to be okay because I've saved? I know exactly what my expenses are. I know, what bills are most important. We call those, what are those called? I can't think. Must-haves. If I ask you right now, how much was your last paycheck? How much money did you make last month? Like, exactly. Can you tell me? Also, if you are in a relationship, whether that's you being married, if you're married, I ain't even gonna speak on your marriage, but if you're like living with a boyfriend, or I don't know, whatever you got going on, whoever is in your household, do you know how much money they make? Like, seriously? Or are you just living with people where you're like, well, I don't really know if they'll have their rent this month? Like, what? No. How much money you make, sis? Okay, because I need to know. I need to make sure that I ain't got to cover your part because you're not managing your money right. So we got to be on the same page when it comes to this budget thing. All right. Number 2, know your expenses, the what and the amounts. If I was to ask you right now, how much is your rent or mortgage? How much is your electric bill? How much is your gas bill? How much is your water bill? How much is your cell phone? How much do you spend in groceries? How much did you spend in gas last month? What is your car note amounts? How much is your auto insurance? How much is daycare? How much do you spend when you go to the nail salon? Like, these things, you know what I mean? Do you actually know? The amount is so important, because when you guesstimate amounts of your bills, you're taking away from where the money could be going. So if you get a new phone, you go into the AT&T, okay? And they tell you, all right, you got these 2 phones, cool, a family plan you got going on, y'all bill should be like $212. Okay, cool. So I'm expecting to see $212 when I sign into my account. That's what I want to see, right? But 1 month it's up $263. Okay, well, I'm just finna pay that. No. Why? Why are you paying that? Why aren't you calling? Because that difference is a tank of gas. Okay, so here you are now taking away from one part of your budget to cover another part. You gotta know how much your expenses are. How much are your bills supposed to be? Have you actually been paying that amount? You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, you know what I mean, like all the time. But that's so important. Like, you have to know how much you actually spend in groceries. Are you even grocery shopping? Like, and if you're not, how much are you spending going out to eat? Because I know when I used to go out to eat a lot, out of control, straight up out of control. I would get like 2 drinks, an appetizer, an entree, get my bill, you know, it'd be like $55 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. Like, I know I got the money, I'm gonna just swipe the card. But then when you look at the end of the month, when you haven't budgeted, when you didn't budget a going out to eat fund, and you go to the end of the month and you're like, dang, I ain't saved no money this month. I ain't bringing no money into the next month. Like, why? Like, what was I spending my money on? Oh, that's right. I went out to eat 8 times and I spent $70 every time. And I was buying my girlfriend drinks too. Like, dang, I ain't have to do that every time. You know, you know what I'm saying? Learn to say no. I think a big part of managing money is like when you get invited out places, if it ain't in your budget, tell your friends, I'm sorry, sis, this ain't in my budget. Number 3, so we have know your take-home income, know your expenses, the what and the amounts, like the exact amounts. Not, oh, I think it's, you know, $150. A lot of people like to round. They like to do that like 125, 150, 175, 200. You know, these increments of 25, no. How much is it supposed to be? Like, is it 123 or is it 148? Like, what is it actually? Number 3, know your due dates. Knowing your due dates is so important because even if you know how much money you bring home, you know your expenses. So you may know that your income covers your expenses. If you don't know your due dates, you may be spending more money than you should be. And I say that because if you get paid on the 1st and the 15th of every month, you have a ton of bills that are due on the 1st. You pay all those bills, your paycheck is gone, right? You haven't been saving, so. And you have a bill that's due on the 8th, but you forgot about the bill. You knew it was coming, but you just didn't know what day. Now you don't have the money. Failing to know your due dates cut into gas and groceries. That's how I look at it. Because if you're paying a $5 late fee here, a $10 late fee there, a $35 overdraft fee, that's literally a tank of gas, guys. Like, do not set yourself up for overdraft fees. Like, please write that down, okay? Know your due dates and avoid that. I remember when I first started paying on my student loans, I had no idea what day my student loans would come out, right? And it was always a surprise to me. Like, literally the money would come out and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, that just came out of my spending money. Like, dang, what am I gonna eat? Because literally the money, I just did not know the date. Finally, I went and I wrote the date down. And then eventually when I started using my Google Sheets, I, made sure I had the date of my student loans. Because that's like I don't know why every month, but that's my surprise bill. So figure out what your surprise bill is. It's usually like that weird, just that random bill, like Hulu. Like for instance, this morning, actually, I got an email that said my Hulu came out my account. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I did not know the due date for my Hulu until today. I just always get the email and I'm just like, okay, cool. But yeah, I get to add that to my my budget spreadsheet. So we have know your take-home income, know your expenses, the what and the amounts, know your due dates, and then does it make sense? Does this all make sense? Am I actually making enough money to cover my expenses when these bills are due? If the only issue is that your due dates aren't lining up, just call the companies, go online, see if you can change your due date, because that will save you overdraft fees, that will save you late fees. If you're paying $10, $15 every single month in late fees just because of a due date issue, you're literally spending over $100 a year just for due dates. Like, that's somebody's Christmas gift. You see what I'm saying? Like, every penny counts. Every penny counts. Make sure it makes sense. If you're not making enough money to cover your expenses, you need to go over your expenses. What can I cut out? Do I actually need cable? Can I call Verizon or T-Mobile or whoever to figure out something with this bill, okay? My Wi-Fi, like, I'm supposed to be paying $20 for this. Why is it $59.99? Oh, that was after the 6-month promotion. Can I call and get another promotion? I know, y'all are following me. All right, cool. So I need everybody to write down the bills that you guys need to review, okay? This is bill review day, bill review week. Before the new year, go through all your expenses. What can I get rid of? That gym membership, are you actually using that? Like, how many months have you paid for this gym membership and not used it? I'm gonna be honest, I think I've only had a gym membership once, and I canceled that bad boy quick because I was not using it. This was like years ago. Also, all those free trials. This is the big one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is good. This is good. Y'all, if you have an iPhone, I don't know how Android does it, but if you have an iPhone, after this video, write this down. Go into your settings. Go to your iCloud at the top, right? And then it's gonna say like view Apple ID or something like that. Pull up your Apple ID somehow. Go to your subscriptions. What subscriptions are you paying for? Like, are you paying for 5 music streaming services? Like, why? What's going on here? Okay, I don't understand what's happening. Delete it. Just get rid of it all. If you have some extra money, get rid of expenses. I think that is like, that's amazing. Like, monthly expenses that you can actually pay for as a whole and save money, do that. The biggest one that I can think of is auto insurance. Pay the auto insurance premium in full. It will just help your life. Any bills that you can pay in full, like that offer you a discount up front for paying in full, I would definitely recommend doing that. Like Amazon Prime is a good one. Instead of paying monthly, just pay it in full. Any sort of apps, generally they offer some sort of annual like discount. I do not recommend paying like rent in full or your car note or something, just because you could have a car accident or, I don't know, your house could flood. Hate to be so negative, but I don't recommend doing that. However, this is where savings comes into play. So making sure that you have, you are budgeting for savings. And I know a lot of the times our checking accounts and our savings accounts are connected, but I definitely recommend getting an online savings account. I use Capital One 360, and you're able to open it up. It's a free account. In Capital One 360, you're able to name your savings accounts, which I think is really helpful. So I have an emergency fund that's for true emergencies. A lot of people get emergency fund like mixed up with, I call the other one an opportunity fund. An opportunity fund is kind of like a nice cushions, and that's where the majority of my savings is. An emergency fund is a family member passed away and you need to get a flight. You break your arm and you need to go to the emergency room and you have a medical bill to pay. Like actual emergencies. Getting a flat tire is not an emergency. You don't need to call 911 for getting a flat tire. Paying for your tag registration because you forgot, that's not an emergency, okay? So yeah, I think that having an emergency fund and then a different type of savings account or fund is important. You can list all of these under Capital One 360. I would encourage everybody to open up a Capital One 360 account if you do not have an online savings account yet. It's like, it's really good. And of course you get like money back and points and all that type of stuff. There's like, what is it called? Interest. So I don't know. Anyway, look into it. It's really cool. That's also how I was able to like decorate. So I had a home decor fund, and I know a lot of people make jars and stuff for this. So it's basically that same concept, like how you see travel fund jars and home decor jars and my Christmas gifts jar. Like you can go in and have accounts for all of that. And it's like, it's under one main account, but you're just able to name, like each fund has a different account number, but it's still like when you open up the app, it's all listed there as one main account under like your name, your social security number. Okay, my home decor fund started off as a home decor fund, then it transitioned into like getting a new apartment fund, then it went back to a home decor fund, and now I want to purchase a home in a few years. So yeah, that's what it will be. It would just be like for down payments and new furniture and all that type of stuff. That's also how I purchased my car. I would put money into I actually had it titled the car that I want. Mercedes-Benz was the title of the fund. And I would put money in there every single month, like automatic transfers from my checking to that savings account, the online savings. Having an online savings account that you cannot access right away changes lives, okay? Because when you could easily just transfer money from like your Chase or Wells Fargo or SunTrust savings account right into your checking account, I know I would tend to use that way more than I needed to. Whereas once I put money into my Capital One 360 online savings, once I transfer money from my checking account into the Capital One 360 savings account, I am not able to get that money back for like 3 to 5 business days. So it's like, well, girl, it kind of just, you must not need it that bad. Like, just because you went out and you spent more money than you should have, well, guess that's coming out your fun fund, huh? Your fun that's in your checking account. Okay, so now getting into fun funds. Are you celebrating you? So making sure that in your budget there is a section for wants. This would include things like manis and petties, your haircut, whatever you do, braid, silk press, your weave maintenance. Okay. Why am I so silly? What else is in my fun funds? Oh, I have a layover fund. So I designate a certain amount of cash that I take out every single month to spend on layovers, and layovers would include like airport as well. So if I want to grab a cup of coffee in the airport, I have cash that I actually take out for that. What else? Any gifts that you have to buy people. So this would be like, I have a friend that is pregnant and I'm gonna buy her this. That's in my wants, because that's something I want to do. It's not a must-have, it's not a savings, but that's, I don't know, it's kind of like fun/want category. Christmas gifts would fall under this. So if you wanted to start saving for next Christmas, or even you could start now really, and put $100 every pay period or every month into this Christmas fund. By the time Christmas comes around, the end of the year, you have, actually no, that more so falls into savings. But I just feel like that savings isn't necessarily, I guess it is helping you. Okay, yeah, but making sure you have a fun fund is wants, and I definitely recommend your wants being about 10%, anywhere from 5 to 10% of your income. Sometimes you may have to scale back just depending on your financial situation right now, but making sure that you're treating yourself, you're celebrating you, especially if you're sticking to your budget. Celebrate you, but within reason. Something else I forgot to mention in the savings category is a business fund. I forgot about that. I have a business fund as well, but I have a whole separate account for that. And that would, anything like that has to do with YouTube, if I need to buy new equipment, I try to make sure I save for those type of things, because if I go on a vacation and I want to buy like a new memory card, like a larger memory card or lens, or just some cool gadget for vacation, I want to make sure I already have the money for that, instead of taking out of my vacation fund, right? Instead of taking out of my travel fund, because the travel funds, I like to save anywhere from like $100 to $200 a month in my travel fund. And this doesn't necessarily, like, this isn't going to cover my travels, of course, for the year, but it's nice to have a travel fund, because when it comes time to book your hotels and stuff, you can just book them directly out of that savings you already have. Anything that you kind of need to lock in a price, like if I see a really good price for a hotel and I already know that I'm traveling somewhere on particular dates, I just haven't booked the hotel or Airbnb yet, I'll just go ahead and do it, because I'm like, well, I got the money saved, let me do this. Okay, I think that covers it, y'all. So know your take-home income, know your expenses, the what and the amounts, know your due dates. Does it all make sense? Are you saving, and are you celebrating you? An amazing resource, anybody that is like super serious about budgeting, especially going into the new year. I know that everybody wants to save more money when the new year begins. especially after spending so much money for Christmas and Thanksgiving. What else? People just have goals. Like, everyone's goals usually start at the new year, right? And we're going into a whole new decade at that. So I purchased this book, I want to say it was like 3 years ago. It may have been longer than that. But this is the real money answers for every woman. And this is literally for women or men. There are some amazing points in here. This book is very interactive. I definitely recommend purchasing it. Like, as for this, for Christmas, this book, I'll probably be giving away some of these books as well, just because it's that good. It's by Patrice C. Washington. Check out her Instagram as well. I know I used to follow her on Instagram when I first purchased this, but it really goes through your foundation in regards to money, like how your parents view money and why you view money how you do now, how you have to train your mindset before you even start budgeting and saving and all of that. You really have to understand, like, this is going to make my life so much better if I manage my money more responsibly. It talks about asking for a raise, dealing with workplace drama. It even goes into, like, finding the right people for your business. It breaks down exactly how to budget, like, legit. Oh, this is a good one too. It has a whole chapter on boosting your credit, how many bank accounts you should have, what types of documents you should be saving. So, like, should you still have receipts from 10 years ago? Like, what types of receipts and bills and documents should you be saving? How long should you be saving them for? I mean, y'all, it's so good. I have notes all throughout this book. Tuition, should I go back to school? There's so many different things. Like, guys, the book is amazing. It's like, it's so good. It's so good. It talks about money and relationships. So whether that's your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriend, your actual friends, your mama, your daddy, when your mama always asking you for money because you a man, and she be like, baby, I need $250 to pay my light bill. You may need to tell your mama no sometimes, okay? It talks about all of that, how to handle it all. All right, so definitely check this book out. Real Money Answers for Every Woman. It says how to win the money game with or without a man. Okay, cool. But, you know, do it for yourself, sis. Do it for yourself. All right, so let's get into this budget. I'm going to show you guys my Google Sheets. This is a sample budget I made. So this is what I use every single month. I usually complete my budget around the 28th or the 29th of each month. That way I'm able to see what my income is for the next month. I can usually gauge my income around those days for the next month. I encourage everybody to budget. After seeing this video, just sit down and budget, whether that's just writing down your income, all of your expenses, making sure that going into December or whatever the next month is when you watch this video, everything is lining up. Figure out your due dates. Seriously, y'all, I want everybody to be successful and going into this new decade, or if you're watching this video and we're already in 2020, like, it's time. It is time for us to be wealthy, okay? And I want to mention, I made the budget as realistic as possible. So this is not a budget based off somebody that makes $10,000 a month. This is, I feel this can basically work for anybody. And of course, you can change the numbers and whatnot based on your own personal life. But I'm excited. Let's just get into the budget. Oh my gosh, my tea is so cold. I've just been talking so much. Y'all let me know down in the comments if this helps you guys. Yeah. All right. These sample budgets. So starting off with income, you can put your job title here or your company name here with your pay dates and how much you estimate you will make. Next, I'm listing must-haves. So this is where we're going to start listing all of the expenses. Must-haves are things that you cannot live without that directly affect your livelihood. Rent, power, your cell phone bill. I try my best to open up the certain apps that are attached to the bills. That way I can see exactly how much the bill is for that month. I try not to be off when I write these amounts. But anyway, I do forget some things, like I always put in Xfinity for Wi-Fi, but for some reason I always forget Hulu. It's just this bad habit I have. I think I already mentioned that. But I'm also listing things like renter's insurance, car note, auto insurance, student loans, and minimum credit card payments. I think it is so important to list your minimum debt payments in your like must-haves, because if you don't pay at least your minimum, then you're just putting yourself in more debt. You can see the totals here at the bottom, what we have left over so far, and I'm going to go back in and add some more must-haves like gasoline and groceries. If you do not have gasoline, you cannot get to work. So I suggest figuring out what works for your grocery bill too. I've gotten mine down to $2.50. That's like the actual amount I budget in my real budget, and it works for me. Savings is next. So the opportunity fund, which I've already talked about, I have that at $300, which is 10% of the income in this budget. The emergency fund set at $50, charity, and also business investment. So this is like if you want to start a business, you can start saving for that. Charity, I put at $50, but a lot of the times I end up donating and I don't even use the $50, so it just kind of sits in savings. I'm going back in now and adding an income. So I have YouTube and Nanny Life. You can kind of sub these out for like a part-time job or like previous month income. A lot of the times we have money left over every month and you don't budget the money you have left over. You think it's just extra, and it's never extra. So budget the money that you have coming in from the last month, and then you'll have more money for yourself that you can budget for fun, which is what I'm doing now. Budgeting our wants or fun spending money. I have Target, pedicure, massage, acupuncture, and a layover fund. My layover fund is kind of like an allowance, I guess you can say. I usually take out that amount in cash and keep it in my wallet each pay period or like every month. And then basically I just play with the numbers. So sometimes I'll add more to my savings depending on how much I have left over. I try to always adjust my savings a few times while I'm doing my budget, just because I want to save as much as possible. I mean, that's the whole point of budgeting. I mean, although it's only like $300 to $500 that's being saved in this particular budget, that money definitely adds up if you are able to save. Even if you're only saving $100, you're saving something, and that's so important. Adding some more names in here and then going into the actual amount category to put in the actual amount. So every time you get paid, this is where you would put in your exact dollar amount, dollar and cents of what I guess was direct deposited into your account, or if you get a check or if you get cash or whatever. That's what you're going to put in the income actual amount. And then every time I pay a bill, I put in the actual amount of that bill. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Sometimes I'll pay more on my student loans, pay more on my credit cards, which is a great habit, best practice. And that is where I'll put the actual amounts. Because if I estimated my power bill to be $75, but it was only $50, then it's like, oh great, I can put an extra $25 towards my student loan this month. And it kind of just all balances out. And then I had a formula wrong here because I had like $6,000 left over somehow. So I had to change that. But I also go in and put in the savings actual amounts. And with the fund, I like to keep my receipts not on a monthly basis, but like weekly. I'll say, okay, I went to Target one time, went to TJ Maxx twice, and I kind of just add them up and then go in and put the actual amounts every week. So I'm pulling up my budget on a weekly basis and updating it based on if I got paid or spent money or paid a bill or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It has been a long time coming. I know I talked your heads off, but hopefully y'all learned something. If you have anything to say, suggestions, comments, thank yous, if you hate me for this video, just leave it all down in the comments, because I'm gonna be answering comments. I worked hard on this video, like didn't really work hard in a sense of had to do anything, but y'all, when I say film this video so many times and was trying to figure out what I was gonna say, because I'm not a financial advisor or expert. Whew. And I think money is just a touchy subject in itself, you know, so I just try to tell y'all what I do, and I'm living my best life over here, okay? I'm really legit living my best life. I just be drinking my tea, minding my business, saving my money, you know what I'm saying? Just living my best life, okay? And I wanted to share how y'all can live your best life too. So if you're gonna budget, leave some cash down in the comments. I'm lit. I'm so happy I'm done filming this. Oh my gosh, I feel relieved it's done. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. Those post notifications are turned on. Like this video if you enjoyed it, even if you didn't. If you liked anything in the video, just give it a thumbs up, please. Just please, just give it a thumbs up, okay? I don't know who you haters are that be thumbs down in the video before the video even is live, but no, just kidding. Oh my gosh, I feel so happy. I'm about to go grocery shopping. This is how happy I feel. Like grocery shopping makes my life. Okay, thank y'all for watching and